ToyQueen.com. We're here with International Playthings and Peter Smith, who's the designer and inventor of children's science toys, and he has created the Anto-sphere. So he's going to tell us a little bit about how he came up with the idea and how it all works.
Okay, Kerry. Well, my background is as a scientist. Originally, I'm an entomologist. I stopped being an entomologist about 40 years ago, give you an idea, but then I'm involved in designing science toys for children, and they're all got to be creative. They've got to have an expressive component to them and an investigative component. So how do I mix creativity and science? And I thought, well, kids love ants, I love bugs. Girls and boys both love them. Then it hit me. For years and years and years, science kits, ant kits have been in between two windows with a frame around them. Ants don't live like that. They just don't live like that. And I had this thought, how do ants live? They live in chambers connected by tunnels, underground and in trees. Why don't I make that? And so, easy idea. I got some polystyrene balls, I got some chopsticks. Great idea. Then the mathematics came in, and I'll have to show you. It was a lot of sweat after that. The initial idea took about 2 minutes. The rest took about 2 years. Okay.
Can we see the whole thing from...
Oh, sorry.
Just show the whole thing from...
Oh, yes. Can I talk it through?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, this is an ant kit. The Anto-sphere is a huge system, but it connects, if you look, via tubes, which ants can run through. That's a starter kit, just one sphere. That's plenty good enough for a small number of ants. This is an ant mine. It's a kit we made 2 years ago. It's actually a carpenter ant colony. If you pull the drywall down in your old house, maybe you'll find one of those. So it's got a garbage heap. That's where the pupae live. That's where the larvae live, and that's where they get the food. The kids cast that from plaster of Paris down here. And so there's still a making component to everything. If we follow the tube up here, it goes to the worm world. And worms and ants have lived together for about 800 million years, maybe a bit longer, and they seem to get on just fine. And behind the book here, there are a few ants living too. What's different about this, worms don't like light. So most worm farms have just got glass walls. We put in these privacy shutters to hide, so they can do whatever they want to do in privacy, as you would if you're a little worm living behind glass. And so all sorts of things happen in there. By the way, look at these coloured sands. We supply coloured sands. So why would you put coloured sands in levels like this? This is actually a model. There are no worms in this one. Well, tell you a secret. When the worms dig through the soil, they poo in Technicolor. And it's beautiful. And you can see all the different colours getting mixed. And agronomists, I'm talking about real live heavy duty scientists, do this because they want to know how worms churn the soil. Farmers plough it once or twice a year. Worms do it every day, all night. They are ploughing the soil. But which species ploughs best? How deep do they plough? Our kids will know because of the way we've designed the worm kit. So all of this fits together. Ants, worms, and in fact, if we had a very long tube, it's a long way, the ants would jump over to Future Farm, which is over there behind the domes, and that's where the kids grow plants. They grow them underneath domes because they're imagining they're on Mars or on the moon, and this is a sort of sustainable farming system. You can plug that tube into holes in the domes. There are special sockets so the ants can go there too. You've got plants, you've got herbivores, you've got carnivores, you have the world.
Awesome. Peter, can you show us just a little bit about how it all fits together?
Okay. Down here are the basic structural items we call pods. Two pods fit together to make a chamber. Two half pods fit together to make a chamber, like so. The pins, very easy to locate because they will get filled with sand. These cannot be blocked, so sand doesn't affect them at all. And they use O-rings to seal them like this. Now, the question might be, why is that red? We found that ants cannot see in the red end of the light spectrum. So to them, this is darkness. So when they're watching TV, they're washing their pants, they're cleaning up their babies, putting them to bed, all that sort of stuff. They can't see us, but we can see them. And to help us see them, I've made these special lenses in the surface. That's a plain window, so you see the ants one-to-one. This is an enlarger, so you can see the ant close up. And this is widescreen, and so you can see everything that happens inside. Now, some of them are divided, like this, and some are plain, like this. In the divided ones, we can put food tests, for instance, 6 little pieces of apple, 6 little pieces of cheese, 6 little pieces of egg. We say to the kids, why 6? Well, we're doing a scientific test here. Do you know if your ants are carnivores, herbivores, or omnivores? Put the lid on, let the ants go for a night, come back and count your pieces, then you know. So the kids are doing science. They're doing science from the word go, from the get-go. They're doing science without us having to tell them. And they realize that's a controlled experiment. And also, this way up, perhaps it's better with a red one, I can show you. Ants sleep on vertical surfaces in their chambers. They don't sleep on the flat. So if you assemble this and put dirt around the bottom here, the ants will arrange themselves on those walls and they'll hang and they'll talk to each other by tapping their antennae. They can't see each other, so they tap antennae and they swap little pieces of food. It's very interesting. They're giving each other little gifts and they're tapping their legs together, and then they can find out where they're going by their scent trails, and you can watch them tapping their tails on the tubes and on the inside of these chambers. This is an underground chamber. This is an above ground chamber. And in here we can put plants, and we'll show them in the main colony. You can grow plants in here because light can get in. Real plants we grow in there. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the ants through the tubes because they're photosynthesizing. They produce water vapor. That water vapor humidifies the whole colony. Plus, they produce oxygen, which is very nice for the ants and for you and me. We like that. And if the ants are herbivores, they can go and get some fresh salad right there in the system.
Great. Peter, thank you very much for talking with us today. And this is Carrie Wilmot from ToyQueen. Oh, there they are.
They're going off to the forest. It's a bit too dry in the tubes at the moment. I need to get a bit more humidity, but they're off to the forest. You see them running through here. Yes. Oh. Unfortunately, these ones are on a diet of pizza, cheese pizza, but they seem to really like it. That was what was available. And just to G them up, we gave them a bit of diet Pepsi. We really wanted them to run around. That little bit of caffeine, excellent. And this kit, that is what the kids get in this box here. That is an 8-pod giant kit. It also comes with suckers so kids can put it up their window or up their mirror at home. And I even have one underneath my pillow, so I can hear the ants scraping away at night. You actually hear them running around. It's lovely. It's strange, though, I understand that.
Peter, thank you very much for talking to us today. This is Carrie Wilmot from ToyQueen.com showing you practical ways to play every day.